Hey there, amazing people. Ever felt that gut-wrenching fear, that cold dread creeping up your spine when you see someone you respect, someone who's given their all, treated unfairly? Maybe you've witnessed a quiet hero face an unjust accusation. It's a pain that cuts deep, isn't it? A suspicion that something is terribly wrong. Tell me, where are you watching from today? Drop your location in the comments. It's incredible to see how far our stories reach. And hey, before we dive into something truly captivating, how about showing some love with a quick like? It tells me you're ready for a story crafted just for you, a story that will grip your heart and mind. Now, imagine this. Flashing blue lights paint the night, harsh words slice through the air, and handcuffs click shut on the wrists of an old man. Just an ordinary arrest, right? Wrong. Because 30 minutes later, FBI agents swarmed the station. What in the world could have happened in those short 30 minutes to bring the feds into a simple local arrest? It's a question that burned in the minds of everyone who witnessed it. Let's dive in and see, shall we? The patrol car's tires crunched on the gravel as it pulled up to the small-town police station in Havenwood, Ohio. Inside, officers led a handcuffed man, Elijah, through the dimly lit corridor. Elijah was an older black man, his shoulders stooped, his face etched with the lines of a life lived with quiet dignity. To anyone who knew him, he was a fixture of the community, the kind soul who tended his small garden and always had a kind word. But tonight, he was under arrest, accused of a minor traffic violation that had somehow escalated into something more. Officer Davies, a young cop eager to prove himself, felt a flicker of unease. There was something about Elijah's calm demeanor, the unwavering steadiness in his eyes, that didn't quite fit the picture of a troublemaker. But orders were orders. Book him, Sergeant Miller, a gruff veteran with a no-nonsense attitude, instructed, barely glancing at Elijah. Elijah remained silent, his gaze distant, almost as if he were seeing something beyond the walls of the station. A deep sadness seemed to emanate from him, a quiet sorrow that tugged at the edges of Officer Davies' conscience. Have you ever felt that profound sadness radiating from someone, a weight of unspoken stories? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? They processed Elijah, taking his fingerprints and mugshot. He answered their questions politely, his voice soft but firm. When asked his profession, he simply stated, veteran, a word that hung heavy in the air, a silent testament to years of service, of sacrifice. 30 minutes ticked by. The usual quiet hum of the night shift filled the station. Then, the front doors burst open. Two sharp-suited individuals strode in, their faces grim, their presence radiating authority. FBI, one of them barked, flashing a badge. Where's the man you just brought in? Elijah, they had a name, didn't they? Sergeant Miller, his face a mask of confusion, stammered. He's in booking. What's going on? This man, the FBI agent's voice was tight, is not who you think he is. A wave of shock rippled through the station. Officer Davies felt his heart pound in his chest. What could this gentle old man have possibly done to warrant the attention of the FBI? Suspicion gnawed at him. Had they made a terrible mistake? Have you ever felt that sudden jolt of realization that the situation is far more complex than it appears? It's a chilling feeling, isn't it? The FBI agents, Agent Sterling and Agent Reyes, moved with purpose. They found Elijah in a holding cell, sitting quietly on the bench. Mr. Elijah, Agent Sterling said, his voice surprisingly gentle, we need you to come with us. Elijah nodded slowly, his expression unreadable. As they escorted him out, every eye in the station followed them, filled with a mixture of bewilderment and apprehension. Sergeant Miller, his pride wounded, demanded, what was that all about? Who is that man? Agent Reyes turned back, her gaze intense. That old man, Sergeant, is Elijah Thornton, a highly decorated special operations veteran with top-level security clearances. He disappeared off the grid 5 years ago, and we've been searching for him ever since. A stunned silence descended upon the station. A decorated veteran? Living quietly in their small town? It seemed impossible. Had they stumbled upon a deep secret, a hidden life? It makes you think about the unseen battles people carry within them, doesn't it? Over the next few days, the truth slowly unraveled. Elijah hadn't been involved in anything criminal. The traffic stop was a misunderstanding, a case of mistaken identity. But his reaction, his silence, his almost resigned acceptance of the arrest, hinted at a deeper story. Agent Sterling returned to Havenwood a week later, seeking out Officer Davies. "Elijah wanted me to explain," he said, his voice low. After decades of serving his country in some of the most dangerous places on earth, he just wanted peace. He faked his own disappearance to escape a life filled with classified missions and constant threats. He yearned for anonymity, for the simple joys of tending his garden and watching the seasons change. Officer Davies listened, his heart heavy with understanding. Elijah's quiet dignity now made perfect sense. He hadn't been defiant. He had been weary, longing for a normalcy he had never known. It's a poignant reminder, isn't it, that even the strongest among us sometimes just want to disappear, to find a moment of quiet in a chaotic world? But the peace Elijah sought was fragile. The reason the FBI tracked him down wasn't because of his past, but because of something new, something dangerous. A rogue operative from his past resurfaced. Agent Sterling explained, his eyes troubled. Someone who knows Elijah's true identity and is using it to leverage him into another mission, a mission with potentially global consequences. Fear, sharp and cold, gripped Officer Davies. This quiet old man, their unassuming neighbor, was caught in a web of international intrigue. The traffic stop, the arrest. It had all been a bizarre twist of fate that inadvertently brought Elijah back into the light, right when darkness was closing in. Can you imagine the weight of that? Living in the shadows, only to be dragged back into the danger you desperately tried to escape? Over the next few weeks, Havenwood became the unlikely center of a clandestine operation. The FBI worked discreetly, using Elijah's knowledge and skills to track the rogue operative. Officer Davies, now privy to the truth, felt a profound respect for Elijah. The man who had stood silently in their booking room carried the weight of the world on his shoulders, a burden borne with quiet strength. There were moments of intense suspense, close calls that left everyone on edge. Elijah, despite his desire for peace, stepped back into his old life with a grim determination. He knew the stakes, the potential for devastation, if this rogue operative wasn't stopped. His desire for a quiet life warred with his sense of duty, a conflict that etched deeper lines on his already weary face. Have you ever felt that push and pull between what you long for and what you feel you must do? It's a difficult path to navigate, isn't it? One rainy night, the confrontation finally came. In an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Havenwood, Elijah faced his past. The rogue operative, a ghost from a life he thought he had left behind, was ruthless and desperate. Shots rang out, the air thick with tension. Officer Davies, who was part of the support team, watched with bated breath, his initial unease replaced by a fierce hope for Elijah's safety. In the end, Elijah, with the help of the FBI, managed to neutralize the threat. It wasn't a glorious victory, but a grim necessity. As the sirens wailed in the distance, Elijah stood amidst the chaos, his silhouette stark against the flashing lights. He had saved countless lives, yet the peace he craved remained elusive. Agent Sterling approached him, a look of understanding in his eyes. "You did good, Elijah. You did good." Elijah simply nodded, his gaze distant once more. The fight was over, but the scars, both visible and invisible, remained. A few days later, Elijah quietly left Havenwood. He didn't say goodbye, but somehow Officer Davies knew he was gone. He had returned to the shadows, seeking once again the anonymity he so desperately desired. But this time, he carried the knowledge that even in the quietest of lives, extraordinary courage can reside. What do you think of Elijah's choice? Was he right to disappear again? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, even the most ordinary encounters can hold extraordinary stories. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales. The moral of this story: never judge a book by its cover. Everyone carries a story, often filled with hidden depths and untold sacrifices. Kindness and respect for every individual, no matter their appearance, can unveil the extraordinary within the ordinary.